Well, I was driving down the road and I came across this place called the Pink Elephant Antique Shop, and I just had to stop and take a photograph of it. It's so eclectic looking and interesting. I'll walk around a little bit here. There's some interesting spaceship looking thing here you can see. That probably wouldn't look so good on black and white film, so I am foregoing this shot. The lighting's just not right on it, and the tones would probably blend in a lot on black and white. So I'll just walk around here. The Pink Elephant Antique Shop. What an interesting place. It's actually off of old Route 66, or one of the versions of old Route 66. You know, a lot of these Americana roadside attractions type places are dying out, so it's interesting to find one. When you do, got to stop, take a photograph. I don't know if the composition I took was the greatest ever. You know, I walked around and tried to find the best composition I could. But it's a fun looking place, and I thought I'd share it with you all. So if I had more time, I might stop in and eat here at the diner. But as it is, I've got to keep moving. Let me show you the camera setup that I've got. So I'll come over this way and show you. Okay, so I've got a pretty upward angle on it, and then I did a some tilts there on the rear standard and the front standard for perspective, and the just to even out the focal plane with the rear standard. Wasn't a too complicated shot. Shot at f/32 at a 1/15 of a second on Delta 100. But I'll get moving on. I just thought it would be interesting to share this location with you. Okay, I found another location while on the road. The Arts Motel. I really was attracted by this sign, and then I thought it was kind of humorous, juxtaposed with this adult super center sign here on the road there. Just kind of interesting. The Arts Motel there. A little interesting roadside motel. Looks like it's closed down. Here's the camera. I shot this with a 210 lens, and I didn't do any perspective controls because I liked the idea of it having this strong upward angle, so didn't really do any corrections there. Shot with a yellow number 15 filter. Thought that would make a nice addition to the sky there. So we'll kind of walk around just briefly. Doesn't look like it's been closed down for that long, because the actual structure itself looks you know, newly sided and everything, but it definitely has a feel of being closed down. I mean, maybe it's still open, but I doubt it. So just another interesting place I found. Had a lot of things to deal with, power lines and so forth, but other than that, I'm pretty confident in this shot. It was a straightforward exposure, nothing too complicated. But again, usually when I'm out traveling, I try to keep my eye open for interesting things like this. I have seen things that I've regretted not photographing. Sure, it takes a little bit more time to travel because you know, stop for taking a photograph, but that's sort of what the experience is all about when you travel. So I'm gonna get packed up and then get heading on. Okay, yet again another roadside stop while traveling. This one is pretty close to the highway. I actually had to sort of find an open spot on this barbed wire fence that runs there. So I'm gonna head up to here, find a composition real fast. This interesting old barn, I really liked the way the light was hitting it. and kind of how it was just out here all by its lonesome. See if I can find a composition. I only have one sheet of HP5 left. Looking at the scene, I kind of would like to have Delta 100, but hey, at least I have a sheet of film, so HP5 will have to do. So I'm going to scope this out real fast, set up a composition. Interesting place. Looks like there was at one point in time another structure here that, well, I'm certain there was a house here at some point, but another barn perhaps right there that got torn down or collapsed. Old windmill. Might be able to use that in a composition. Not really certain though. We'll have to see. So, I don't know, maybe I'll compose it with the side of the road there. I don't know, to be honest with you. I've got to get out my compositional aid and start looking for the composition. I'll go ahead and do that now. Looks like there's an old outhouse here also. I think it's kind of interesting that the outhouse, the barn, and the windmill here have stayed, but the house is long gone. And as you can see, there's nothing else even remotely around. But it's almost as if they left this up as a tourist attraction, or something that a photographer ironically might find interesting to photograph. Okay, well, I finished up this shot that I found on the side of the road of this barn and outhouse and this tree. I forewent the windmill, which was a very cool feature, but I wanted a composition that had a sense of depth, and I actually walked around with my viewing aid for quite a long time trying to find just the right composition, and I tried out several compositions, but they didn't really have any sense of depth, and I wanted a sense of depth, so I ended up putting this tree in the foreground with the outhouse, and then off in the distance the barn. Shot it with my 210mm lens, had to do a swing, and then had to shoot at f/45 to get as much in focus as I wanted. I think the barn is going to fall just a little bit out of focus, but that'll be okay. So here is the camera setup. It's kind of pleasant out here actually, even though the road is right there. I don't know, it's just really nice out. There's a little bit of a light breeze. It's just real serene out here. So I'm gonna get packed up and start heading down the road again, but I hope this turns out well, and either way, I'll include it in the video.